Do you get a visual of every single thing that you think of?
No.
So why would you think
I
you
said
get a visual?
I didn't need a visual.
So you thought of it.
No, I didn't think of it. TMI.
Hey, best friend.
Too much information.
Yo, y'all are some sick ass motherfuckers. Like y'all really
I didn't
need
get
to
a visual of the period. I didn't get a visual.
This is some bullshit today. Alright, son. Alright, son. Alright,
Social
son.
English Course 7. Friendship-based acquaintances are considered especially good. These are their stories.
Go ahead, state your case strong. Nah, what's wrong with you niggas today? This is it? This is what the episode is gonna look like? This is dumb.
That's stupid.
I don't want to do this with
Use your
y'all.
common
I'm
sense.
sorry. I cannot. Yo, what? What? I can't say the P word no more.
Nah.
So why would you think I wanted to hear it?
It was a safe space.
It was
That's
a safe
not a
space.
safe
It's a
space.
few of us in the chat. It ain't every fucking body listening. It is a safe space.
There's nothing safe about that group chat. That's where all the arguments go down.
just
All
don't-
the fights. Everything happens in that
I'm
group chat.
like-
That group chat needs to be saged.
I'm like, why?
And it was relevant. It wasn't completely out of nowhere. It was regarding
He said he wants
whether I
to
was going
know
to be available this weekend.
where he can go to have a sexless vacation.
Legit question. Tiana and Tiana gave a great answer.
Oh, shit, son.
Oh my life! I cannot.
Y'all really some of the sickest motherfuckers I have ever met in my natural black ass life.
Where can I go to have a sexless vacation? Is the wildest question
Yo, son.
of all time.
But the fact is, like, Trum's so nonchalant, like, he didn't see nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, the whole chat, I know the whole chat was like, huh?
Thought I was talking to my friends.
You
I
were.
guess
You
not.
were, but we will
Your
still
friends will
judge
be
you.
like, "Fuck her."
Right.
It's a thing. It's just a thing. Like, I'm pulling a mouse tail right out of that thing. Here, come here.
Not, yo, stop saying the mouse tail.
Hey, that thing. Come here. It's vacation.
Wow. Nah, I don't run red lights, bro. That's on you. Everybody got their
Ever
own
had a
preference.
margarita?
I don't run red.
With a Bloody Mary. Sorry, go ahead. Press the button. I'll do it.
Niggas in the discourse said,
Report.
niggas in the chat
The
said,
social English justice system.
go to Disney, you might as well bring the kids with y'all.
These are their stories.
Word, right?
So what was the suggestion for a sexless vacation? What did she say?
Didn't she say Detroit? I'm bugging.
No, she's like somewhere where you could smoke weed legally and just chill. And I'm like,
Where
that's
did
exactly
Detroit
what the fuck I was thinking.
Really?
Thank you.
You gonna go
Yeah.
to Amsterdam? Colorado.
Yeah, probably Denver.
Does Denver have like a Amsterdamish vibe?
Yeah.
So there's like a strip where there's just people just selling stuff now and yeah. Is there a strip though? I know, but you can have like medicinal places, but all right, now where you go from there? At least Amsterdam is like a strip where they got tea shops and bakeries and all that. So if you're out there, everybody's just literally just fucked up on the same area. It's just what it is. It's a place where you could chill. They have benches outside, benches in the spot. You know
And
what I
there's
mean?
also always LA, right?
Yeah.
What is LA? No, I don't like LA anymore.
Oh.
I like LA, but
I
I,
like
have a
LA, but-
feeling about Skid Row. I don't talk about that.
LA ain't really a vacation.
Okay.
It's like going out, you know what I mean? Because I got friends out there. I'm going to be doing shit. Like, I want to just go somewhere and not do nothing.
Yeah.
I just need a pool.
Not even have sex.
A pool.
I don't want to do shit.
I need good weather and some weed. That's what I'm looking
So Amsterdam is good for that. Because Amsterdam.
that's
is-
fine.
It is, but
That's a lot,
international
right?
travel right now.
And he's
I mean,
I thought you had the antibodies.
I'm not worried about it.
But I think thought you had to be seeing into Europe.
I don't know how it works.
I mean, figure it out. Figure it out fast. Your birthday's in like a week.
Right. It's 2 days from now.
Oh shit. Well, happy birthday, friend.
Thank you.
Somebody remember so we can post it on the page.
Where is this girl at? I
What
really
girl?
wanted to talk to somebody to talk to this man for me.
What girl?
Hold on, y'all keep talking. Let me figure something
The
out.
fuck we supposed to talk about?
Just anything.
How does that work? Like,
So, yeah, give me some other options besides that. So, that's how I search for vacations. I look at the last minute because I like to see what the weather's going to be like. I'm not trying to go nowhere and the weather's fucked up.
okay,
So I
I get
looked
that.
at the weather. Weather's good. Weed is legal. All I need is a pool. That's it. 3 things, right? Where else in the States? So I didn't want to travel internationally
Okay.
because I didn't want to have to deal with any restrictions for her to get back to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Besides Denver, I don't know where else.
Yeah, I think Denver sounds like the wave. You find like a good
I mean, the
high city
weed
guy
is legal.
where to buy weed in Vin-
Weed
okay.
is legal in D.C., but that ain't, that ain't much of a
Oh, speaking of
vacation.
DC, DC Trap Karaoke, I'm going. So
yeah,
Joe's
when's that?
saying that you didn't tell anybody. I think it's like August 14th or 16th or something like that. But
I said go to Iceland or some shit.
he doesn't want to go international.
Just
Like, go
because
somewhere
of
really cold. That way-
restrictions for her to get back in case.
for her because she doesn't have antibodies.
It has nothing to do with antibodies. It has
Work.
to do with,
Antibodies.
God forbid,
You say
antibodies or
antibodies?
not. So even if you got,
Antibody, like because I like Rihanna.
if you have to get tested to leave the country and you get stranded, I'm good.
Why? Because you have
She's
antibodies.
not. No, because I don't want the job. She does. That's why we're not traveling internationally right now.
Everybody was on Trump's side.
When?
Oh, you guys shaming your shaming.
How?
Do you feel like we shaming you?
A little bit, because you were like, oh, we got a responsibility. And I think the responsibility is that we explore both sides and both options.
Doing actual research though, right? Not just
I
talking.
did a lot of research. I actually got a doctor that's will call in if y'all want to talk to him.
Yeah, call him. See what's
Let's see
up.
if he's available. I don't know.
See what's up, this motherfucker. I
That-
tell him I might call him a motherfucker too.
Oh my
No,
God.
he's not an anti. He just has information for both sides.
I guess I don't understand why you can't present your side and stick to your side and not be deemed something negative. Like I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that we were shaming, but we just had a side of the argument, and the
Hello?
conversation was not to change anybody's side.
So, this is
You
Nia.
know you could like text me or call me, right?
Right.
Well, you're on So Shameless Podcast right now, Nia.
Hi.
Oh, Naya.
Naya. Hi.
Yes.
So, my friend here who has the antibodies.
Wait, we're live right now?
We are live right now.
Oh God. Okay.
My friend here who has the antibodies would like some information about and
Okay.
you and I had a conversation the other day that I thought was very pertinent and actually really good for this combo.
Okay.
Do you mind sharing some of the things that you've gone through?
Sure. So, I guess let me just say very quickly, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm 36. I got last year, in March to be exact, and I had pneumonia. It was too dangerous for me to be admitted to the hospital, and I was told verbatim I would have a better chance of survival if I went home because I live alone. So I followed the doctor's instructions. I was acutely sick for 6 weeks. And after that, I started to receive like an onset of symptoms. I had 57 various symptoms
Damn.
touching every single part of my body in ways that you cannot imagine. Like, I had different types of rashes. I became allergic to mosquitoes. Swelling,
listening?
like serious swelling all in my joints, blurry vision, muscle deterioration and weakness all over my body, significant weight loss, and then significant weight gain, insomnia, which I'm still suffering from. I lost the strength in my vocal cords. Let's see, what else happened? On and off fever, severe. So now I have nerve damage all over my body, in my hands. I have neuropathy in all of my limbs and in my head. I'm actually on my way now to the doctor to get a procedure done for the neuropathy in my head. I suffered a stroke, and it was a mild stroke. So from that, I had the side effect of slurred speech. I have brain damage now with cognitive delays. So I'm literally slow. I don't comprehend information the way that I used to. It's very hard for me to learn new things. That's really important for me because I'm an academic researcher, and I have blood clots in the brain, disorientation, confusion. I've lost some of my memory. I can go on and on and on. Gastrointestinal problems. Like I said, 57 symptoms. I'm now down to 4 symptoms. And it's called post syndrome or long haulers or long. There's various names. So I am approaching month, I think 16 now. That's how long I've been sick. And I've received a significant amount of therapy to get me to the point where I am 65% of my old self. I used to be a marathoner. I can't even run a mile. I have an inhaler. I don't have asthma. Yeah, that's my new life.
Now, I spoke to you about getting.
Yes.
What do you think about the and
So I
being
and what? Okay, so I actually had to get clearance to get because of the type of complications that I was having medically. I just received my second shot last week Friday, and I think everybody should get the vaccine. And the reason why I say that is all of the symptoms that I've experienced post-side, when I had the pneumonia alone, like I would never wish that, or the symptoms that I have been experiencing over the last year and change on a soul. Like, I don't think anybody can imagine what it's like to be sick every single day for over a year, to have been constantly sick. There's no break. Okay, at all. And your good day is probably what a bad day was before. Like, you have no idea how you're going to wake up, and if you go to sleep, it's a lot, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And I know that people have apprehensions because they feel like it came out way too fast. Like, do your Googles. The research for the science behind the vaccine has been in the works for over 2 decades. That's a really long time. And someone lost their job trying to create this research to create the vaccine. So I really do think that everybody should get it. Will you get fatigue? Will you vomit? Will you not feel good for a few days? It's possible, but I promise you that feeling is way better than actual. And because you don't know if you will be asymptomatic or symptomatic, and the severity of your symptoms, it's not worth the risk, on top of the fact that you could infect someone else and they could become severely ill, or they could die.
Now, very quickly, to the people that are saying that we're being experimented on and don't really believe in this. You were telling me about what happened that made this a little bit more, possible to happen. Can you explain some of those things from what your knowledge is?
Sure. So, from what I understand, and I'll be very honest with you. Like I said, I had comprehension issues, so people have to explain things to me. I can't really read a lot of things.
You're doing great
But-
right now, by the way. I'd like to let you know you're on a good path. We
Thank
spoke
you.
about this, and I'm here
Yeah.
watching. I'm listening.
Thank you. So, what happened is that normally it's made, it's done in a bubble of money, right? And it usually takes 10, 20 years to create because there's so much bureaucracy and you're not allowed to share. So if you have 8 labs working on, let's say, for the flu, they're not able to share information. In this particular case, the government, the United States government, along with other governments around the world were like, here is a blank check. And the companies that were able to not only work on the science behind it, but also you also have to think about how much time it takes to make and the logistics and the supply behind it. So those companies were able to work with each other with no red tape. Normally you have to get like money and permission in order to share information. That didn't happen this time. They said everybody can share information. So if you think about it like one of those long math problems you had in high school, if one person is working on one end of the problem, another person is working on the middle, and somebody else is working on the beginning, it gets done much faster when you're sharing your information. And it's happening globally and it's happening in real time. So that's why one of the reasons it was able to turn around so quickly, because they were using pre-existing science. And that's why we can do that. And they've been working on there's a whole family of them, the flu and the cold being one of them, for years, more than 20 years. So it's not new research, it's additional research with more hands and a blank check, which makes a huge difference.
I want to commend you, by the way. I know that you were nervous about your, being able to stay on topic and the way you process information now. She spoke to me about that, and she, just had a real issue with public speaking, right? And she's very honest with you.
You did an amazing job,
wanna
and
let
you
you know
definitely
you're
helped
on
a
your
lot
way.
of people.
Thank you.
You are on your way. You spoke brilliantly. Well, you spoke better than I did. That whole thing you did, I couldn't even say one word. Trom, do you have any questions?
No, I mean, just want to say God bless you. Like, I feel bad that you went through all of that, and I'm glad that you're able to discuss this with us, and you sound good, you sound healthy, you sound like you're in a good space, and God bless you.
Thank you.
And she's very attractive.
This nigga. Sorry. Here we
Thank
go.
you. But if you have a question, like, I'm very open about it because I don't want anybody else to get sick. Like, it's just, to be quite frank, it's really fucked up. Like, you always feel like you're gonna die.
Where is there a place? You're saying do your Googles for people that don't believe in. What do you suggest they look up? Like, what specific thing do you know? Like anything any place that you can point them that would help them work through some of these, not convince them, but at least get real information.
I can't think of anything directly off the top of my head, but what I will say is that when you're looking at websites, make sure that they are official websites. So make sure they're coming from like the government and the reason, even though our government did a shitty job of getting us information the first time around and protecting us, they do have the correct information regarding You should also talk to your doctor if you have questions. There are a lot of public health officials, epidemiologists, immunologists, virologists that have open forums on every social media platform possible. They've made themselves available. They continue to make themselves available to answer any questions way more in depth. If you like really want to get in the weeds with it, they do make themselves available. And I'm not talking about just white doctors. I'm talking about black doctors. There were a lot of black women who actually worked on the self. So they have made themselves available. I have actually sat in on a couple of those social media forums. The information is out there. Definitely check with your local Department of Health. It has a wealth of information.
Thank you, Naya, so much. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna call you later on our other endeavor.
Okay.
But you nailed it. You nailed it.
All right.
All right. Take care. Say everybody say goodbye to Naya.
guys.
Bye, Naya.
Bye, Naya.
Bye.
So what I have to say about
So.
that is, first of all, damn, I feel bad for her. Like, she went through a lot. God bless her. Some of that was kind of off topic because we were never debating about the severity of.
Hey.
I personally went through it with my family, so I know the effects.
Hey.
So, not to discredit her story, I know that's part of her story is what she went through, right? My point is that it's still experimental. It's in an experimental stage. I spoke to a doctor he's not an anti-vaxxer. He gave points on both sides. He said you can go, another point of research for people like that are on the fence, or even if you're not on the fence, you want to get.
Hey.
He was like, yo, you can go to Moderna's website, Johnson & Johnson website. They have information on there. One thing about Moderna is, I don't know if this is true about the other ones, but it's cell therapy. It's like, what's the word? It's not.
Hey.
They're actually doing gene therapy. And that young lady that was on the phone is correct. They've been working on this for 10, 20 years. They wanted to roll this out to fight against other.
You saying stem cell?
I don't know. That's why I'm hoping he could call in. I don't want to get it wrong, but it's some kind of gene therapy, right?
Hey.
Is not really.
Hey.
It's gene therapy, right?
The Moderna one.
It's been rolled out, like she said, for 10, 20 years. They've been working on this. When he was telling me, he was like, yeah, you might want to get some stock in Moderna, because they've been trying to do this, to roll it out for other things like cancer treatment as well, right?
So it's stem cell research.
The problem is,
I believe,
they haven't got the approval to really roll it out on humans. Until now, there was no experimental stage. So they're literally in the experimental stage because it's considered an emergency.
So what about Pfizer? You don't have to get the Moderna.
I'm not saying Pfizer, I don't know the difference. I don't know all the facts. I'm just telling you what I've heard. You know what I mean? The conversations that I have.
Let me ask you a question.
It's enough. Let me just finish. The conversation that I have is enough to question it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling anybody.
Question what?
I'm not telling anybody not to get the.
Hey.
I am not 100% comfortable with it. One day maybe I will. Everybody should question it. I don't take anything automatically off the rip, especially if it's being pushed by the masses, by the government. If there's
what government?
If there's a blank check behind, not to mention that everything boils down to money. Everything boils down to finance. If y'all don't think that there's a money play behind this, then y'all are tripping.
There is a money play behind
Exactly.
this. You cannot, the world, especially the United States of America, cannot afford to have to shut down again because everybody is sick and dying. The public health system cannot afford to go through what it did. Doctors, hospitals, nurses, they cannot afford that. They cannot afford all of these black and brown bodies that are really the essential workers of the world to not be able to wake up and go to work, because they are the people that keeps this country moving. I think that the conspiracy behind all of this is your black body is worth more alive and working on some slavery shit than it is homesick, stuck in your house for another year.
I'm not talking about conspiracy. I'm talking about facts. The reason why they can't call it
Hey.
by definition has to be tested. There's no way to test this. We don't know the 10-year side effects of this because it hasn't been in existence for 10 years. We don't know. It's an experimental phase. You do not know the side effects. A lot of times, anybody that takes any kind of drugs or sees any pharmacy commercials knows that sometimes the side effects
Absolutely.
could be worse than whatever you're getting treated for.
Absolutely.
It's worth paying attention to, questioning it, and getting
Why
more.
you sound
getting more
so
info.
agitated by this conversation?
Because I'm agitated that people are just so willing to just go along with whatever without questioning.
Do you think
That's not
nobody's-
necessarily
I'm not
true.
telling
Can I-
anybody. I'm not telling anybody to be a. I'm telling you that it's very healthy to question it.
Can I ask you a question seriously?
Please.
Because I love the way you think.
Mm-hmm.
I get frustrated sometimes when people get defensive when I love the way they think, because to me that means that they are more interested in being right,
Yep.
than paying attention to what's really happening. So what I wanted, I've been listening to your argument, and you said, yo, you started off, you said, yo, the effects of aren't what we're talking about.
Correct.
I believe that's false. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this young lady just said she went through 57 different things, and you backed that up by saying,
Mm-hmm.
How many did you go through? How many did your family go through? And would your point be different
If it was you?
knew that you giving it to them would give them 57 versus the lighter version of what you went through? If this hit a little closer to home, would you think about it differently? Because you went through something where it was a little safer, you're like, oh, it's okay. But
I almost lost my mom. What are you talking? She had 2 collapsed lungs.
All right, hold on. I didn't know that.
You being insensitive right
I
now.
did.
No.
How? I didn't know that.
Because you acting like this shit didn't hit home. This has nothing to do with the effects of. It has to do with the. Quote unquote.
It does. The vaccine. All right.
All right, no.
I want to fight
no.
you. I thought we
It's
was having a
not-
conversation. You're taking it personally.
I
I
mean,
didn't
I'm
know
just-
that.
I'm just
I didn't know
correcting.
that your mom. No, you're really like, yo. I'm being this.
Yeah.
How? I'm
'Cause
being
you
sensitive
acting
to
like-
what I just heard from this
Yes.
other person. I didn't know your mom went through that, and then at the same time, it kind of weirds me out to know that you know that happened, but you're like, you know what? I'll take my chances.
I think
It
you
weirds
got to
me
be
out.
careful with your quotes when I say I'll take my chances.
That's literally what you said, quoted last week.
Yeah, it's out of context. What I'm saying, I said a lot of things. I said that I'm not an anti. I said that I
Right.
might take it one day.
Right.
I also said I'm not in a rush to take it.
Right.
I said that I also tested positive for the antibodies.
Right.
I'm not spreading it around to people. Right. That's right. I spoke to doctors about this. I spoke to my personal doctor. He gave me the pros and cons. Sometimes the side effects can be worse than what you're getting treated. If it doesn't affect me personally, but me personally, right? You're worrying about me transferring it to other people. Those people should get right. So if I do transfer it, it won't affect them as much. Isn't that what the is all about?
What about when people wear masks and shit like that? You don't think the white people that was walking around like, I don't have to wear a mask. You wear a mask so that you don't get sick. You don't think that that's weird to say?
Not actually, because you're supposed to wear a mask so that to protect other people, not to protect yourself.
That's the same thing
With
about
the
the
vaccine.
vaccine. No?
It's the same
it's
logic.
different.
It's literally the same logic. If everybody, nobody has to go through what Naya went through. And I just said something to a lot of the people in the Discord because a lot of them are like, wow, hearing this story now, I feel like I should go get. I was like, fuck y'all for that. That's some bullshit. And I say this all the time on this show. Things only, like, y'all only think about other people when it becomes personal. And I think that that's fucked up. And I think that that kind of separates a level of humanity. Like, I understand all of the things that people are saying about the. I totally get it. But it's just, like I said last week, it's just funny to me how it's like, oh, we shouldn't trust this because, but y'all trust the food that we're eating.
I don't
y'all
trust that either.
But you eat it though every day.
I don't eat all that bullshit.
Trom, if you go out right now and you go to the grocery store, you have no idea if those fruits are genetically processed. You have no idea, even the ones that's stamped organic. You were not there to pick the blueberries off the goddamn blueberry tree. You have no idea. You have no idea if you go into a restaurant tomorrow, if the food that they give you is real.
That's a very good point, which is why I wouldn't stand on the hill and tell everybody to go to that same grocery store and buy all that food and me put my stamp on that it's healthy, because I don't fucking know. I'm not going to tell everybody to do something.
No,
you're
but
telling
you're saying-
everybody to get vaccinated,
No,
but you
nobody
don't even
said
know.
that.
That's literally what y'all are saying.
How?
Everybody should, because you're going to affect everybody else.
No, it's the theory. We're talking about the theory behind. why it is important, because you don't know how you can affect somebody else. We're talking about somebody that is in her mid 30s, that is a scholar from what we heard, that is a marathon runner, which means that she had to be in pristine health and went through all of that shit. Like, there's no way for you to know how it's going to affect you or how it's going to affect somebody else. I am not pushing for anything. All I'm saying is, if you're going to keep this logic of we don't know, there's a lot of shit about this country that we don't know. And I'm not sure if this is the hill that we want to die on, because there's so many more fucked up things that happen and that are going on a day-to-day than the COVID vaccine. Today's testimony did not change how I felt about today's testimony just made me feel more emboldened about it, because I really feel like a lot of people don't care about other people, about their feelings, and about what they could possibly go through. I'm an empath by nature. I'm a Cancer. You guys know this. I'm super emotional. I'm super sensitive. And one of my underlying reasons for getting it was not only just for me, but also because I don't want to impact other people. Like, I was jokingly accused of passing in a group chat, and I was so like upset about it. And I just felt like I just needed to do what I needed to do to make sure that I don't put anybody that I love and I care about, or somebody that somebody else loves and cares about, in a dangerous or precarious position, because I care genuinely about other people.
It's just,
that's my only point.
Everybody is different. This goes against my gut. It goes against everything that I've read for the last 25 years of my adult life, and I have to question it. I'm not saying that I have all the facts or the answers, but I have enough information to know that I need to question it, and I'm not going to be the first person online to get it. Okay?
You already millions behind.
Great.
You wasn't the first.
Exactly.
I don't know.